Joining us now to react to all of this, host of the Keeping It Real podcast. She's going to do so right here, Jillian Michaels. Jillian, great to see you. Thank you for being here. You know what gets me more than anything is people like Liz Warren, who are now complaining that there's government censorship. She has spent years, probably even more than that, calling for censorship of things like social media, shouldn't be printing stuff about questioning the government's use of the COVID vaccine, or talking about climate change. So isn't she criticizing exactly what she could be blamed for at least a dozen years now?
Hillary Clinton herself, there was a clip on one of my podcasts where I was engaging Dave Rubin, and she was saying that she thinks it should be criminal for people to spread misinformation. This is a party that has attacked the First Amendment since 2020. And I want to be clear, I'm not for Jimmy Kimmel's cancellation. I think that if we want to expose this kind of hypocrisy, we shouldn't mirror it. I am disgusted by what he said, but I think that the consumers are going to vote with what they consume, quite literally, and that's going to be enough. You suggested yourself that his views dropped from 1 million to roughly 250,000. That says it all. But the fact that the Democrats censored everybody, they tried to cancel everyone from Joe Rogan to J.K. Rowling. Nobody was safe, not scientists, not doctors, not anchors, not athletes. Literally, comedians, actors, authors, journalists, they went after everyone. And now you're gonna gaslight us and pretend to be outraged? How about you just say, you know what? This sucks. Let's all stop doing this. It's un-American. But don't gaslight us. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah.
But Jillian, what I want to know is, why are Democrats more outraged over Jimmy Kimmel's firing than the assassination of Charlie Kirk? And what does that tell you about today's Democrat Party?
You know, I have struggled so deeply with that over the past 9 days, because I truly thought that the leaders we looked up to, their North Star was unity, right? You want to bring people together. You don't want to be divisive. But I realized that so many of these voices, they don't want conversation. They want chaos. They don't want unity. They want divisiveness. And these voices need to be drowned out. Obviously, I'm speaking figuratively, but we need to give it no real attention. We can't engage with this kind of madness. And we just need to continue recruiting people's hearts and minds by being better than they are, by being moral, by taking the high ground as hard as it may be, by not being hypocritical, and by exposing their hypocrisy in kind.
Yeah, by the way, one of the people who was sharing your opinion about everybody should stop doing this is Charlie Kirk himself. About a year ago, he wrote, and I'm reading here, this is one of his ex-com posts, "Hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free." That's Charlie Kirk saying this.
I know. And the irony is that Charlie and I, we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. I'm a gay woman who is married to another woman. He is deeply religious, and that is against his religion. Nevertheless, he reached out to me. He brought me on his podcast. He gave me a stage at his event, and he let me say whatever I wanted to say to his audience. He was gracious, he was magnanimous, and it truly sickens me to see people twist his legacy. But the reality is that the Democrats are imploding with their lives. They are exposing themselves by doing the things that you just talked about, by elevating Kimmel's firing over Kirk's assassination, and that's enough. We just need to sit back and let them implode themselves, because that's what they're doing.
Do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you think, because it was Nexstar and Sinclair that led this, right? That was the impetus of this. They did not like the comments. Yes. They did not like the fact that he lied about the alleged assassin. So, I mean, is that fair, then, that he was indefinitely suspended as a result of that?
I would turn this back on you guys and ask the following question. In the media, are you allowed to outright lie? if you have a broadcasting license, is there not some sort of responsibility that has to come along with that? I mean, I myself have tried to engage in the most absurd conversations in left-wing media only to be met with flat-out lies, and I'm thinking, how is this allowed? I tried to go on CNN and communicate and find common ground, and literally one of the anchors told me that it was legal for children to work at a marijuana farm. Obviously it's not. How is this allowed? I don't know. I turn this back on you. I'm not quite sure who's supposed to regulate it, but I would hope somebody is.
Well, it clearly wasn't the FCC in this case. At any rate, this was a decision by the private sector advertisers to pull their support from Jimmy Kimmel, whether it's Nexstar, all the advertisers that Disney was worried about losing, et cetera. So
for broadcast, it is public airwaves.
yeah,
but
broadcast is a little different, but the point is that the FCC was not involved in this decision, and Charlie Kirk and you would be satisfied with that. Jillian, we could talk to you for a long time about this, but we got to run.
We already went over, so we appreciate you, Jillian.
Thank you, guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate you having me.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Still
you.
ahead.